So talking about Mark Hamill's career, you know, obviously this is like a Mark Hamill highlight episode, right? A lot of people know him obviously from Star Wars, but nowadays people know him as this prolific voice actor. He voiced the Joker in a lot of like Batman cartoons.
Yep.
He voiced Firelord Ozai in Avatar.
My personal favorite. Firelord Ozai was so sick.
Yeah, sick as hell in Avatar: The Last Airbender. He was just in like the most recent Miyazaki movie in the dubbed version, I believe, The Boy and the Heron. So a lot of people know him for that now. So he has had a great career overall, right?
Yeah,
but
totally.
There was this, you know, little interim between Star Wars and the voice acting where he was just in so many terrible sci-fi movies.
By 1993, by the time this movie came out, we read a fact that said that he had been in 9 sci-fi movies.
Yeah. Presumably 3 of those are Star Wars, to be fair.
Yeah, but 6 other post-Star Wars low-budget sci-fi movies?
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's insane.
It's also, you know, it's an unfortunate comparison to make, but 1993, when this movie came out, also was when The Fugitive came out, starring Harrison Ford.
Yeah, and we're not clowning Mark Hamill. Like,
No.
obviously, Star Wars, him being such an iconic and recognizable character, it's pretty well known that, like, that does make it tough to get work on that scale without the character being associated with Luke Skywalker. And it is weird that Harrison Ford is in these blockbusters.
I think that is probably what helps him, is like he was doing other iconic shit at this, like, sort of when Star Wars was coming out, because Blade Runner came out before Return of the Jedi.
Yeah,
so he'd already been in, like, which I guess it flopped, but still, like, people love that movie. Like, he's more well renowned at this point. And he just, I guess, ended up having a better career because of it. I don't know.
Yeah, and maybe he was more bankable because he was just, Han Solo was such like a character in the movie. He wasn't he wasn't the overt hero of Star Wars.
Yeah.
So I think he probably benefited from that, being on the peripheral as like a very colorful side character who's very lovable. I think gives him kind of an edge. Okay, in terms of review, you said 6% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. How do you feel that this movie stacks up?
Man, I'm gonna probably agree with the 6%. I can't really think of any redeeming qualities. I mean, obviously, like, we have a good laugh at the expense of Arnie, Michael Pillow, you know. It's been a good conversation.
Brian James constantly doing this,
doing
like his menacing
Dr.
hands.
Evil, you know.
$1 million.
Yeah, exactly. But other than that, I can't really think of anything redeeming about this movie.
No, in terms of flavor of bad, where do you rank it? So bad it's good, terrible watch, dumpster fire.
It's definitely a slog. If you like cut down the action scenes, even if it makes them more incoherent, I don't care. If we just trim it down, that would be a little bit better. But as it stands, it's just it's not a so bad it's good quality. Not at all.
Not at all.
Do you agree?
No, yeah, this movie has no redeeming qualities. I can't think of a single highlight. I would say Mark Hamill, but because the dialogue is so bad, his performance as a result does kind of suffer.
Yeah.
And so it's just not, except for my favorite line, the pod, what happened to the pod? But yeah, I mean, I can't think of a single redeeming quality of this movie. It was an absolute dumpster fire. It was a horrible watch.
If they had made the movie I thought they were going to make, which is like this sort of like, oh, who's the real bad guy? Is it the aliens, or is it like the United World that we're attacking the aliens? It's like, no, it's just your classic aliens have infiltrated the government. We don't know who to trust, so we just trust everyone.
That is what Raynor does the entire time. Is any masturbatory sidekicks that pop up, he's like, you're in on the heist.
You son of a bitch, you're in.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Oh, hey. So, you may be able to tell from our subscriber count that we don't have sponsors for this podcast yet. But for the low cost of a like and subscription to our channel, you can feed mouths like this.
Listen, don't get us wrong. We do this for the love of the game, but every single subscription helps build our channel. And eventually down the road, we might even be able to get paid enough to cover the cost of this podcast and put some food in their mouths.
Oh, no, you eat shit, please. Look, we're a small channel. Every single subscription helps. And hey, if you subscribe, every single week you get one new episode of Big Name Bad Movie Podcast.